Hi, John Gibbs from init6 here again. Welcome to another of our init6in6 videos. Today, I'd like to give you a rundown on some of the basic Git commands and some of the global commands that you can use to set system parameters. So without further ado, let's jump onto the command line and let's see how we can configure these bad boys. So probably one of the first things you're going to want to do is configure your username and your email address as part of the system parameters. So these are global settings, and I'll show you how this is done right now. So Git Config, and this is username, so user.name. And there you go, it's accepted your username. Then if you want to configure your email address, it's user.email. Gibbs at init6in6.net. And there you go. That's your username and your email address now in the system. So let's move on to some of the basic commands that you'll want to be using to configure your Git system. So one of the most important and frequently used commands is the Git Add Command. So the Git Add Command, this allows you to version control existing files and code. So you do this by tracking those files once you've used or entered the Git Add Command. So let's assume that we're going to create a new text file here, a nice easy text file. We'll call it demo.txt. So let's put a bit of text in here. This is a demo. We'll quit out of that. So if we do a list, you'll see that the demo.txt file is in your list. So in order to add that file and start tracking it, you'll do a git add. So you can specify specific files, as I'm doing here, just the demo.txt file, and you can see that's been accepted. So now that you've done that, you're going to want to commit any changed files or code. So in order to do this, you use, guess what? Yeah, that's right, the git commit command. So the git commit command captures a snapshot of the currently staged changes. So I guess you can think of committed changes as safe versions of a project. So in order to commit your files or changes, you will type git commit, so -n, and then a brief description. So demo. So you'll see by the output there that the commit has happened, there is nothing else to commit, and your working tree is clean. Now, in order to find out what the status is of your Git repositories, you will use what we call the git status command. So the git status command, that tells you that your branch is up to date and that the working tree is clean. So the next command you're going to want to use is the Git Push Command. Now, this lets you transfer commits from your local repo to your remote repository. It's the counterpart to Git Fetch, but whereas fetching imports commits to your local branch, pushing exports these commits or your commits out to a remote branch or repo. So let's try this. Git Push. And this will push any changed files upstream to your remote repo. Okay, so now we see that everything's up to date. So if we do a git status now, you still see there's nothing else to commit, your working tree is clean. Now, if you want to pull change files down and code down from a remote repository, you'll use the Git Pull command. Now, this is used to fetch and download content from your remote repositories, whichever ones you previously defined in the system. So here we go, we do a git pull, You see that command working away. So there's nothing else no new files or code in the remote repo. So everything's already up to date. So the last command I want to show you today is the Git Fetch command. So this differs from the Git Pull in that it only downloads new data from a remote repo. It doesn't integrate any of this new data into your working files or code. So Fetch is great for getting a fresh view on the things that have happened in your remote repo. So you can feel free to use this anytime. So Git Fetch. So that will go away. There probably isn't anything to drag back, but I just wanted to show you how to execute the Git Fetch command. Alrighty, so that's all that I'm going to share with you today. I hope you've learned something today and that you've enjoyed what I've shown you. If you do, please like and subscribe. Tell all your friends and family and everybody about our videos. And I will say goodbye until the next time. So goodbye for now.